Hello and welcome to Discovering Grayslake, unveiling the stories and people that make our town so unique. I'm your host, David Wool, and I'm thrilled to bring you this new podcast that explores fascinating stories and experiences of local business owners and community leaders, right here where we call home. Grayslake Rehabilitation Center is a community-based private practice physical therapy provider. Do you know they have 13 clinical providers with various levels of specialties, including orthopedics, sports, neurology, vestibular, geriatrics, pelvic floor, and aquatic? What? Did I just say they have a pool? Well, they do, and it's the largest indoor warm water pool in Lake County, featuring 2 underwater treadmills and swim currents. And recently added clinical treatment specialties, in layman's terms, shockwave. They have both radial and focus units that are the newest tool in regenerative medicine, available to everyone. They pride themselves on the most current and up-to-date specialized care to keep you moving. If you're looking for physical therapy, make sure to see our friends at Grayslake Rehabilitation. Wait. Grayslake has a record store? Are you ready to get into the groove? Well, I've got the perfect place for you with new and used vinyl, CDs, tapes, and more. At Andy's Records, they're not just about the hits. They're about the classics, the B-sides, the hidden gems, the vinyl vibes that make your heart skip a beat. For the record, Andy's is not your average music shop. It's a place where melodies meet memories. Andy's Records, because life sounds better with a little spin. And now Andy's Records is even bigger. Come check out their new spot at 16 North Whitney Street. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Discovering Grayslake. We are recording here from Agora Co-working, which is right on the corner of Center and Atkinson Street. We'd like to thank Luke and everybody for having us here today. We appreciate that. So my guest today is, and we've known each other for a long time.
Long time.
How many years, though?
17 that I can remember.
17.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm not that old. just so you
Neither am I.
Exactly.
I think we were 3. It's all right.
Okay, so I want to make sure I say it because you said you've been called a lot of things.
Yes.
But I call you Elana Richter.
Yes,
is that correct?
It is Elana Richter, but you can. I tell people, I don't care how you say my first name. I'm just happy you're talking to me, so it doesn't matter.
Well, if they're nice to you anyway.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, so we met, let's say 17 years ago, and at that time you ran Black Tie Limo.
Yep, we've had, I had Black Tie Limousine, and I was still doing home party sales, just coming out of that, I think. And before that, I had the restaurant.
What restaurant?
Elena's, up at where Fox Lake Family Restaurant is on Route 12.
That's
so
right.
you had the original, but we actually got to know each other 17 years ago.
Yeah, so, that's great. Yeah, because we get to do all the bridal shows and all that stuff together.
Right, and
you
over
drove
at
me
Jerry's, and yep. And,
yes.
yeah.
Which is crazy. She used to drive me back and forth to jail and my parole officer and everything. But it's nice showing up in a limo like that, you know? Okay, so tell me, first of all, like, how does one get into, what do you call it, livery service? Is that what you call it?
The livery service, that was a real, so me and Dean, been married 38 years, be 39 May.
Congratulations.
Yeah, very lucky. He's amazing. But we have 4 children, and so when they were teenagers, helped a friend out, Barb, who owned Black Tie. We didn't want to work at a gas station or deliver pizzas, so we did runs with her to like supplement, because they needed to eat and it's expensive.
Little things like that. Right.
So we were helping her out part-time throughout it, and then my husband is a really good mechanic, so he'd help her with vehicles and different things. And then when she decided, I was working another company, and that just sort of went south, and I decided that, I was done with that, and I got out of it. And then she just went, hey, I'm going to retire. Do you want Black Tie? And I looked at my husband, and I said,
Hey there, Grayslake. Looking for a good time right in the heart of our awesome community? Well, look no further than the Grayslake Village Center, your one-stop destinations for all things fun and fabulous. Picture this. Historic downtown vibes with a mix of diverse businesses, shopping galore, and restaurants that'll make your taste buds dance. But that's not all. The Village Center is where the action is, with events happening year-round for the whole family. Take a stroll through Central Park, Gelatin Park, surrounded by trails, green spaces, and more activities than you can shake a sledding hill at. And when the weather warms up, dive into the Grayslake Aquatic Center for some splash-tastic fun. But wait, there is more. Visit GrayslakeVillageCenter.com to discover the incredible lineup of events happening every month. Want the 411 delivered straight to your inbox? Sign up for the Grayslake Village Center digital newsletter on the website, or check out their Facebook page for the latest happenings. Be in the know. Not sure what you're waiting for? Come on down, soak in the local vibes, and enjoy the experience that's unmistakably Grayslake. Grayslake Village Center, where the fun never stops.
You sure you want to do this? And he's just like, yeah. And I'm like, it's like having triplets. I said, you get no sleep, no vacation, and no for at least 3 years. So it's like, and he was still in. So, and I think he slept in the first 3 years. I don't think I did. So it was.
Why didn't you sleep? Because you were driving?
Oh, it was so stressful the first 3 years. Yeah, you're driving tons. You're worrying about scheduling. I was just getting my feet into running the business and doing all of that. And so up until about 6 months ago, I was, 99% in with everything. I did payroll, I did scheduling, I did driving, I did giving out the runs, all of it. And then my husband stepped in so that I could open the Crystal Den. So, and that's been my dream. And I've been doing Reiki for 20 years. And I was doing it in my living room, and my house, literally, you walked in, and there was like a store of crystals. So my husband used to joke that he lived in a quarry instead of a house. And but I did it at home, and but then he would have to go out and hang out in the garage, and try and be quiet. And then we had the dog, and so and grandchildren live with us, so there's that too. And it was just time, and I'm like, I got to do this, and it needs to be now. We need a place in our community for people to come and just have a place to zen, just chill out. Like, we have coffee and tea in the back, and anybody can come in. You don't even have to stay. You can bring your own coffee cup, go in the back, make a cup of coffee, say hi, and leave. I don't care.
Right. So let's back everybody up really quick. I'm not going to interrupt you because you jumped right into the Crystal Den on me. So
sorry.
So I want to make sure that people listening understand what the Crystal Den is, because I'm okay. So give me you have a storefront.
Yes, we have a storefront on the corner of 45 and 120.
We're right next door to Wolf
Barbershop.
Yeah, my buddies.
Amazing guys.
Yes.
They cut my husband's hair, and oh my God, like it was. I looked at him, and I'm like, in 38 years, his hair's never looked that good. I was like, you're never going anywhere else. Like this is it. So he, but yeah, no, and it was. I looked at a couple of places. We had a really hard time getting in. Almost took us 6 months
to get into the
location. It's just like everything just kept coming. Like it just was like one thing after another. But every time I sat down, I meditated. I'm like, okay, maybe I should look for another location. No, here. I just kept hearing, no, it's here. This is where you need to be. This is the place. And I just kept going. And then we finally got everything, and some great friends helped. So shout out to Becky and Rob, who, helped me with some finances in the beginning, to things that things just pop up and you don't know you're going to get hit with them.
Right.
And then Beth and Dave also helped, because we had, of course, having a delivery company, there's a little glitch there, because we were buying a car. Well, I had already put in my application for the location, but then we ended up buying a car, and it goes under my name because it wasn't under the LLC. So then when they went to run my credit, which they didn't do ahead of time, they were like, you don't have enough credit. It's like, what? So, so then we had to have a co-signer. So another friend was kind enough to back up my lease for 3 years, which is a huge commitment to somebody who's not running the business. So,
right. So opening the Crystal Den, you said that at your home, the crystals were a big thing for you, but you also mentioned Reiki. Is that
Reiki is what I've been doing. That is a energy work. It's you work with somebody's frequency vibration, and you work in basically 3 different fields of the body. So I work with physical pain. So we're able to modify and remove dense, heavy vibration frequency, lower, so it pain, basically. And we can refill that area with a heavier, higher vibration light. So it's, and then you can go into the energetic or the real. So emotion, big thing. A lot of people, if they lose someone, there's grief, there's fear if you go through divorce, or if you even lost a pet. Those things can have a real heavy weight on the body. So you have chakras that run down your body, and these things are like your power sources, but they're also attached to your organs. So if your throat chakra is closed, per se, which we see so much, thyroid cancer, That is because we're taught not to speak our truth anymore. It's not politically correct. Don't say that. Da, da, da. And people just shut down. And so they close it. And so then it's not healthy. And then the thyroid gets in issues. And so if you're having any thyroid issues, first thing you want to do is open your throat chakra. You can use that, literally it's blue. And it's color-based, so wearing blues will help. Wearing a necklace with a lapis lazuli around it, which is a great stone to help the thyroid. Eating things that are blue, it'll actually help to try it. I know it sounds so crazy. Believe me, people are like, hey, you're crazy. I'm like, you have no idea. Right. I've been crazy for so long. I tell people, if you're going crazy, you look me up. I'll show you around. I redecorate it. I know this place really well. So I'm not afraid to be called nuts or crazy anymore. To me, my world is amazing. I have the most beautiful people come into my life.
We're taking a quick break just to say hello because everybody knows Nano. And Nano knows real estate. And actually, I believe that's the name of her Instagram page. So if you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or know somebody in the market for a home, contact Nano from Baird & Warner. She's a Grayslake girl helping out Grayslake people.
And everybody who's walked through the door since we opened, it's like I almost want to paint, welcome home. Everyone here is your family. Some you just haven't met yet. Because that's what it feels like. And when you walk in, it's really great. And we have a drop ceiling, and it's 70 feet back and 20 feet across. It's a pretty big space. We have a couple of practitioner rooms. We have, a meditation room. We have a large classroom that we do classes in. We do belly dance a couple of times a month.
Belly dance?
Yeah,
really?
That's the most fun. Jenna is an amazing teacher, and we have a really good time. And you would think, the first time I did it, I didn't know I could do certain things, but the next day I was in so much pain. I'm like, I didn't know. I was like, oh, why does that hurt? Oh, yeah, that's right. We were moving things. But it's a fun class. And we try, and we have a lot of different things. We have free drum circle this Sunday from 4 to 5:30. We do that once a month, and we have drums there. And we'll be making our own buffalo hide drum in May. So that will be getting posted. Our Facebook is Crystal Den Store. And our website is crystalden.store, so pretty easy.
Yes.
And so you can see the events and the practitioners. We have a massage therapist that comes in. We have, so it's all about the alternative of health. We have an herbalist. We have people that work with foods and oils and just different things that are not, drop a pill.
Right.
And that's really what You've known me, so you can testify even though they can't see. Right. In the last 5 years, I've reversed my age by at least 5 years. Yes. And everybody's looking at me going, what's going on?
What is she doing?
I just got rid of all the bad stuff. I don't do any of that anymore. It's a little hard because I was known with a martini in my hand most of my life, so I no longer drink.
Are you saying that's bad?
I don't drink any alcohol. Okay. Well, alcohol.
Right. I'm just kidding.
Everything in moderation is what they say.
Even
but
moderation.
For my body, it just doesn't work. So my vibration is just too high. I can't. I'm vegetarian. I'm gluten free. I'm alcohol free. I'm caffeine free. And since January 1st, now I'm sugar free. So
wow. And now you're aging free.
And my husband, exactly. We're not going to do that no more. I decided not. But my husband, he's like, you have nothing less to give up. I'm like, yeah, true.
What else can you do?
No.
Okay, so tell me this: how does someone get into that? What was your?
I was on Meetup, which is a website where you can find like-minded people. Okay. So if you like to dance, there's thousands of different dance groups. There's people that go to McDonald's and play Monopoly, for God's sakes. There's people that meet and play rummy or walk on the beach or look at the stars or collect shells or anything you could possibly imagine. It's on Meetup. And so you go and you just put in the things that you like to do, and then it tells you, there's a group meeting to look at butterflies at this location on this particular day when the monarchs are supposed, it's like, okay. But, so I was actually on there just sort of browsing through things because I'm like, what do I really want to do?
Right.
And then I saw a meetup for Reiki, and I went, that sounds interesting. Right. And I met my dearest friend on the planet who I loved. I still love with all my heart, but she left me. So unfortunately, cancer is, one of those things. So she's still with us. Believe me, she's still with us, and her presence is in the Crystal Den very heavily. It's there, and I'm not letting her out. She's got to keep working with her. She's working from that side.
It sounds like she's helping you.
Yeah, she's got no choice. So. But she really changed my life.
And you met her through the meetup?
I met her. It was at her house.
Really?
And it was so funny because it was on Wednesday night, and it was Wednesday night, and I went, well, I'm going. And I saw the time, and I got the address, and I got in my car, and I drove over there, and there was nobody in the driveway, and the garage door was open, and I'm like, oh. So I went and I knocked on the door, and she came to her door, and she looked at me, and she's like, hello? I'm like, I'm here for the meetup. She's like, oh, that's next Wednesday. You're more than welcome to come back.
Oh.
So I did. And some of my closest friends on the planet are all from the same group from her house still. And we still practice at least once a month together. And it's just been, it's been an amazing ride.
It's funny where life brings you and who's brought into your life like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's the people who keep coming back into your life. Like, there's soulmates that we see and we keep re-seeing and we keep catching up with. We'll back off for 5 years, but it's like every time I see you, it's like I just saw you 15 minutes ago. It's easy to catch up. It's that very comfortable thing, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, because I haven't seen you for a very long time.
Almost 7 years.
And I want to thank you for your help with the Bachelor auction, too,
that
by the way.
That was amazing.
Oh.
We have to do a Bachelorette auction.
Oh, no, we'll be canceled.
No, because instead of bidding on his package, you can bid on her rack, and we'll get a nice wooden rack up, and then,
You see already why I'm going to be in trouble for all of this. Yeah, I don't think it's happening. Anybody listening is thinking there's going to be a Bachelorette auction. It's not happening. It's 2024.
I got 3 Bachelorettes who are willing to.
I know, but there are guys getting slapped on the butt. They're seeing their shirts torn off. I think, and I did get some slack from people about that we were selling human beings, and I was promoting sex trafficking.
We were not selling human beings. We were not selling human beings. They were bidding on the package that the Bachelor was offering from the business. So I totally got it.
They were just a model. Vanna White's not in trouble because she's just in front of them all.
Yeah.
We digress.
It's time to unleash your style with custom shirts. Explore endless possibilities with Jammin' Tees. Whether it's for school, business, team, or events, Jammin' Tees has you covered, literally, for all your custom apparel needs.
Yes, exactly.
But I wanted to thank you.
It was an amazing event. So I'm so proud to be part of this town. I moved here. I grew up in Mundelein, moved to Grayslake when I met my husband. We lived here, and then we ended up moving to Ingleside, and we lived there in Gavin School District for the raising of our children. One house we stayed, and then they all grew up, and then we went, what are we doing with the 6-bedroom house?
Right.
And we got rid of it. If I knew then what I know now. I have 4 grandchildren living with me, now I'm in a 2-bedroom in Grayslake. I was like, oh. But it is, I just couldn't wait to come back. And I told him, and he's like, you're crazy. Like, why do you want to pay taxes like this when you don't have any ways? I'm like, I want to be here.
Right.
I'm like, this is where I want to be. It's the most beautiful community of people I've ever met. And I've been all around. And it just is. It's like you meet somebody, you just walk down the street. Center Street is like the nicest place. It reminds me of Mayberry, like people like, hey, hi, there's nobody walks past you and just looks away. Everybody says hello. Everybody acknowledges. Everybody is willing to help, and it's like I was at the farmer's market last year, and this lady was walking, and she, stumbled a little bit, and one of her bags went down. There's 13 people, like,
all ready to help her out.
Everybody was picking her stuff up, and it was just like, I just had to smile because it's like the most prettiest thing you get to watch. It's like
absolutely, and I'm glad you see that because that's one of the reasons that we have done this show is because it's such a unique place to live.
It really is.
And I was talking with the mayor not so long ago, and he came back, and we all say the same thing. It's the people.
Yeah.
It just happens that we have a really nice downtown. We have a lot of things to offer in our town, but those nice people made all those things happen.
Right. Exactly.
And there's not a lot of places like it.
No, there really isn't. Yeah.
So it's fun to live here.
I don't think you can find the people we have. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of beautiful towns, but it's just very unique. And like the auction, it's like people just, all you got to do is say, hey. I mean, I remember when the tornado came through, and Mike, from the Vine, he was like, we need help. He just sent out a text. It was like 1:30 in the morning. He went to check on his place and realized that there were houses that were damaged.
Yeah.
Hey, if you got wood, if you got this, if you got that. And everybody loaded their trucks up and all that,
Right.
And it was just like, it just, not because it was for him, it was because it was needed. And
absolutely. And to see people come together like that.
Yeah.
And we need people to orchestrate things like that. Because it's funny what you do when you ask for help. If you're not one of the people that lead people to do stuff, it's good to see community come out to help, whatever it is.
Well, and one of my biggest excitements right now is that we're going to be doing a Hearts Connection.
Yes, I was going to say, now we get to talk about your real passion here.
Well, this actually, I had a very long night. So with black tie, I get up very early. Sometimes I drive 2, 3, 4 in the morning. So black tie is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Okay, which means that the owners drive 24 hours a day, 365 days. And so I was up very early, and then I did a couple of runs, and I came home and I took a little nap in between, like an hour. Laid down, and I just had this epiphany. And I came out of what little dream I had, and it was like I was drawn so greatly. Like I had this sensation in my body, and this like, it has to happen. So I got up and I started drawing it and figuring it out, and then I looked at the calendars, and we figured out July 28th we are going to gather in Grayslake in the Central Park, which is across from the high school and behind the junior high school. And we're hoping to have at least 1,000 people.
So that's our goal, is 1,000 people.
1,000 people is a goal. 2,000 would be great, but
That's right.
We'll go for 1,000.
Right.
And I want everyone. I don't want it to be like, just the metaphysical world. I want it to be everybody in Grayslake. I want it to be their families, their grandparents, the kids from school, their churches. Because what we're doing is we're going to gather in a circle, and we're going to send our love, our intention, our prayers, our, how, if you're a Reiki Master, your energy, how you work through that, and into the center, and then just let it rebound back through everyone and through our town and through hopefully our state. And I just really think that the sensation, the feeling that people will have from it, it's not a huge event. It's absolutely free. People can bring a lawn chair if they want to hang out for a little while,
sure.
And we're going to be giving away a crystal heart to the first 1,000 people who come.
Oh, wow.
Are going to go home with the crystal heart and a little card for the event that they can keep that is just a memory of what we did together as a group,
That's amazing.
And it's going to be something. I cannot wait. And then the hopes is that, we get bigger, and then maybe we have friends in other towns that we can get to do it at the same time on the same day.
Sending the energy out to the whole world at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So is this a unique idea that you came up with?
There's been what they call heart circles, but I've never seen one this big.
Right.
I've seen, where we do 20 or 30 people in an intention group in a circle, and I know that there are people that get together for. Coca-Cola did that huge commercial where they got 7,000 people to stand in.
Yes.
But they were going down the highway, I think it was. So.
Yes.
But yeah, this is pretty big. But I think that it's the goal is easily connected. How many people showed up to the auction?
If we get 250 people to come out.
I've already got 250.
All right.
That's already done.
That's good.
Heck, I got 11 grandchildren. So.
Right. And we planned that in like a month and a half.
Oh, yeah. So, you guys got 250.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because we got shut down, we couldn't do anymore. Because of the fire code. But there's no fire code in Central Park, I don't think.
This is true. We won't be having a fire, so it's
all
good.
This is very, very true. Okay, so this is about shifting energy. Why do you think it's important to shift energy, especially right now?
Oh, that's the
silliest
question you could possibly ask. Anybody who's alive knows exactly that we have so much happening in our world. There's so much. We've got this eclipse coming in. We've got the first time in thousands of years that the cicadas are going to, these two species are going to be up above the ground together in mating season, and I'm going, that just, I don't know, it just seems a little bizarre to me. And, our politics and our world is so vital, and there's so many people are being taught to be separate, to be disconnected, to be your group, my group, and we're all one group. We are all one being, and people don't realize how much we need. Absolutely. Physical touch. And in the group, we'll literally just be touching each other's hands with your left hand up and your right hand down, and everybody will connect in that circle. And you'll feel it run through your hands, because when we do it in small groups, we feel it.
Right.
But when we have that many people, the vibration is going to be, and the thing is, when you connect to energy, so crazy me, a few years ago, I like school for some reason. Didn't like it when I went, but I like it now. But I started working with frequencies, and my email is literally frequency coach, because it's because that's what I worked all with, and so I took quantum physics for fun, because why not? Sure. But when you learn about frequency and you start to really understand it, you realize how much you can manipulate and change things just in vibration and energy. Anyone can listen to frequency music to change their life, literally change their life. You get up in the morning and you put 432 on. And if you have any health issues, it's going to help your cells to get in the right frequency to actually heal themselves. So you can just do that.
And how many people actually know about that?
Not enough.
Not enough. Hence the reason we're talking about it right now.
So hopefully
a few
more will.
The meditations I listen to all have different frequencies, so you can go, each thing for a different, whatever healing.
A different healing, right? Yeah, you've got 773, you've got 432, you've got 525. There's the God frequency, and there's the healing frequency, and there's one to take away stress and anxiety, and you can play it in the background. You don't have to have it on loud. But I play it all the time, and it's funny because when I'm in the car, like this morning, I had a run, and the poor man left his CPAP at home, and so we had to turn around and go back. No big deal. Right. So for him, but for his wife, I felt so bad. I got to the airport. I asked him if he wanted to go back home and leave her there, because she just bitched at the man the whole way. So I put on like a healing frequency and literally just put it in the dashboard and let it play in the car, because I'm like,
I need to take care
somebody of needs something, So I'm hoping that it helped a little bit. So
right.
But it's funny. I use a lot of little things all the time. I do distant healing to people in the back seat when we're driving, and I had one lady get in the car and she had the worst headache. She's like, I can't tell you, and I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. Just sit back and relax. It'll be gone by the time you get home. She goes, oh, I wish. And then she got home and she was,
her headache was good.
And I'm like, that's good.
So you're in the business of helping people,
right?
Yeah,
and that's it. That is it. It's about it's about sharing our energy and our love. I mean, that's what I'm here for. That was the reason God put me on this planet. Was to affect other people with the highest vibration that I have and the greatest light. And so that's my whole.
That's wonderful.
That's my world.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so with opening the Crystal Den, how has it been like with people coming in? Do you find a lot of people with apprehension?
It's funny. We have a lot of people who have come in, have been so excited to find us. There's a crystal shop, and I tell people, the crystal store is beautiful. We have some amazing things. I make smudgers, and we have sage, just to clear. And we have so many beautiful different crystals, and I cut and polish large piece crystals, and we have, I make necklaces, and hundreds of thousands of pieces in our place. But the store is only part of why it's there. The store helps us. When you come in and you buy something in Crystal Den, you're supporting my crazy, and my crazy's the back half of the business. It's the free classes that we can do. It's the the drum circles, and we have open Reiki share, so anybody can come and learn how to play with energy.
I would love
absolutely free. It's twice a month, and I say it at least 10, 11 years old is about where the attention span starts. But my granddaughter's already Reiki level 1 practitioner. So she's got 2 more steps, and she'll be a master level where I'm at. And she's only 11. So
wow.
It is possible. And the younger ones, they're so quick. They're so quick with energy. It's crazy how fast the world's moving. And every generation is bigger. And so so I'm going to say something really crazy because I don't even think you know this. But
I'm ready.
I was born with the ability to see people's aura. So I see the color around everybody, but I don't see a blend color, which a lot of people who read aura see, like either your orange or your blue. And that we have an actual machine that you can sit down and take your aura photo, and it'll show you what you look like in energy and your frequency, and it'll show you your chakras and stuff. But for me, it was really cool because I'm like, I already see this. Like every room I walk into is a rainbow.
Most people have no idea what to do with their aging loved one who needs help. Well, there is a solution. A company that provides care and assistance to make your loved one feel right at home. At Right at Home, their mission statement is to improve the quality of life for those they serve. They offer extensive services: personal and companion care, safety supervision and transportation, fall prevention, dressing and bathing assistance, medical reminders, meal prep, hospice support, ambulation support, stroke recovery, Parkinson's support. The list goes on and on and on. If you have an aging loved one that needs help, call Right at Home. Most people prefer to age in their home rather than moving to an assisted living or nursing home. Right at Home can make this happen. Contact Right at Home at rightathomenlc.com or give them a call, 847-984-0103. Now back to the show.
I can see everybody's color around them, so I pick my friends by their aura. Yeah, like, you're saying, you meet somebody and it's like, but I get that choice before I even get close enough to say hello. I'm sort of fortunate, and so I can tell where somebody's energy is. But people are growing and changing every day too. But what's neat is that there are crystal children, and there's rainbow children, and then there's indigos. The indigos are a very high vibrational kid, and they're coming in droves. Like it used to be where I would see, when my son was born about 37 years ago, I'd see one in maybe 8,000.
Really?
Now I see 8 and 10. Like there's so many of them, and what they are is just a higher being, an old soul coming in to help us to achieve where we're going, and to just sort of save the world, if you would say it in that way, to take us to where we need to be in the frequency. So I have a really hard time with a lot of like the ADHD, because that was me. And my girlfriend made me a shirt that says, "I'm sorry, but I'm ADD, and it was, and she made that 35 years ago. But these kids are just at a different frequency. And we want to teach them the way, because they're higher vibrations. So there is a box that you can actually step inside of, and it's a frequency box. And this is something that Tesla originally had. So you put something in there, and you can gauge its frequency. An apple, a piece of wood, you name it, whatever it is, a human being. So you and I, and most people in our generation, I'm a little older than you, but we are at a particular frequency, or within this gauge of frequency. These children are so much higher than we are. Their frequency is so much, it's a totally different human being, basically. They're still human beings, but their vibration is so high. They are not made to sit still and to stop. And so what we've done is we want them to. And so society says, well, if we give them this, it'll calm down.
Medicate.
And it's like, yes, but they're meant to be the way they are. We are the ones who are unwilling to adjust to the children and what they need, because we're selfish as adults. We want things to just, well, we did it, I had a teacher, you were allowed to crack a kid when I was in second grade, and my teacher would come and pull my hair all the time. She'd tug my hair constantly. I actually it was a joke because on the back of my old car before I got livery, because you're not allowed to wear, put things like that on there. But it says, if you're gonna ride my butt, at least pull my hair. And I got that because somebody was always pulling my hair when I was a kid, and I was just like, this is so crazy. Like, it's not a fetish, but I just found it to be funny. But she, she'd try and get me to pay attention by yanking my hair, and it would work for about 30 seconds.
Sure.
And I did like the lady, but now I sort of feel bad for her because, when you look at a classroom, the teachers and what they're trying to deal with. But we just need to change the way that we do it and the way that the classrooms work. And for everyone's sake, these kids need wobble chairs. I don't know if you've ever seen one. But
my daughter uses one.
Yeah.
Right.
So my son's preschool teacher was the one that invented that.
Really?
Greatest thing on the planet. Yeah. She was from Grayslake.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And and at like 30 years old, she sold them to half the world, and but it was just like she just knew you can't sit still. They need to move. They need motion. They constantly need motion. But instead we're putting electronics, and they've got to be doing 4 things at once.
Sure. Just
to keep that brain. And it's like, and then you try and shut them down, and that's like, oof.
Right.
So I got my grandson a grounding mat. So I don't know if you have grounding sheets.
No.
You need to buy some. You
sheets.
Definitely want grounding sheets. If you have a child that has any kind of ADD issues, Amazon's got them now as cheap as $60. Or you can get the mat for $30. And you just put it on the bed and then put the sheets over it, and it plugs into the circular part. It doesn't have 2 prongs. It just has the grounder.
Really?
And you're down. You're asleep. You're
okay. I can
you're
get
grounded.
that for me.
Yeah. You'll love it. You'll be amazed at what it lowers inflammation in the body.
Really?
So if you have swelling or that, it helps with that. It helps with heart issues. People that have heart issues. It's just an amazing thing. You can do it for like $2.80 with a coil wire and a stick into your back down through your window of your bedroom, and then you can ground yourself literally. But
that's hilarious.
Most of us can buy a mat.
Okay, so it amazes me too with all the things that you've learned and all the things that you are teaching at the same time.
Yes.
That I'm sure people have pushback because things seem weird and people don't like, if anything.
Well, I'll have people that walk in and they're like, oh, this place is like, I had one young girl look at me and go, oh, this is for Satan. And I looked at her and I went, oh, no, honey, Satan doesn't belong in this building. This building is completely high vibration. This is God's space. I'm like, if you're looking for Satan, you need to go somewhere else. And she just looked at me and I'm like, no, crystals are in the Bible.
Right.
There's 117 mentions of them. They were used. Their vibration, their frequency is there for a reason. And amethyst is known to help with natural addictions. So if you're dealing with an addiction, get an amethyst bracelet, get an amethyst necklace. Keep it next to your bed. These things can actually help with the vibration that you're dealing with to help you. And I don't look at any of it we don't do in my space. There's no witchcraft. We don't do anything in that direction. We don't do Wicca. We don't do spells or that. We have intention candles. But it's more like for a prayer. But I don't go near that. I just sort of stay away from it because there are definitely difference between light energy and dark energy, and we stay completely in light. So I was a Sunday school teacher for a very long time. And so, when people, I'm a pastor, so I found crystals because I went to school for religious science. And it was like, I'm like the cat, shiny light, okay, we go here, we go here.
You're a little bit of everything. Restaurant owner, delivery driver, pastor.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I've married people. I've birthed children, 19 of them, four of my grandkids, which was really cool.
Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to get in that. We're going to have to take a break for 1 second because usually about the half-hour mark, we do something called the Grayslake Hot Seat.
Yay!
Yes.
Who's in the hot seat?
It's time for the Grayslake Hot Seat. The Grayslake Hot Seat today is brought to you by Premier Chiropractic. Dr. John, conveniently located in historical downtown Grayslake. Premier Chiropractic offers you a full range of chiropractic care. John is dedicated to treating people within our community and showing them the benefit of great, convenient, affordable chiropractic care. So if you're looking to get straightened out, go see Dr. John at Premier Chiropractic. Now for the Grayslake Hot Seat.
You're in the hot seat.
Oh.
Yes.
Scary.
So we have some little rapid fire questions for you just to get to know you just a little bit better. Some are silly, some are fun, but it usually gets to let me know. And like Grayslake, I'll know a little bit more about you. So Elana, on the Grayslake Hot Seat. If you had to have a superpower, what would it be?
To be able to speak every language on the planet and understand them. That would be the best superpower of all.
Wow. You didn't waste any time with that one.
Couldn't communicate with anybody.
Wow. That would be amazing.
It would be.
Tell me a place you'd like to travel that you haven't been.
A place I would like to travel, I haven't been, probably Peru.
Peru? Mm-hmm. What was your first car? It's kind of funny. You
drive
cars for a living.
You know, well, my very first car was a Jeep, but then it wasn't mine, but my official first car was a Pinto.
Pinto?
Yeah.
What color was the Pinto?
Oh, God, that ugly brown-orange thing. The thing every one of them were, you know.
Exactly.
And then the floorboard went out underneath the pedals, so like if you brought your foot down, you'd lose your flip-flop.
Oh, my God. Okay, this is going to be interesting for me because of all the talents that you do have. Do you have a hidden talent that no one knows about?
Oh, jeez. I'm a sharpshooter. So.
Just randomly. I'm a sharpshooter.
I got my sharpshooter to look for it, so I can shoot a gun very well.
Okay,
I hope to never shoot a person.
Can we keep that hidden, please? If you had to write a book, what would it be about?
Oh, God, love. Just how to unconditional love.
Awesome. Would the 12-year-old version of yourself think you're cool?
Ooh, that's a different person. I don't know what that. I think
that's a hard one.
That is a very hard one.
And then I always go back to the 12-year-olds think anybody older is cool?
Well, I was a very damaged 12-year-old, so it's a different human being.
Well, you might have been able to help yourself.
True.
So that would be good too.
That's the goal now.
Do you have a nickname?
I have several nicknames.
All right.
So from when I was little, I was called, Peanut, because I was really tiny. And then I was in junior, played shortstop. So a group of people still call me shortstop, which is really funny because when I run into them, at least I know where I knew them from. I have been a little bit, I was a registered clown. There's another thing I know.
Oh my goodness.
So for 19 years. And so Little Bit was my legal tender on that. And so I was known as Little Bit. And then I have a group of friends who call me Glenda because I'm the good witch. So.
All right. So I have a lot of things that I can call you now.
Yep.
That's good. What do you wish that the one thing you wish you learned sooner in life?
Oh, geez, how to relax.
How to relax.
Just how to be. Just being. I was always in motion to the point where I didn't realize that your own happiness is inside. I was always trying to find it instead of just being in love with the being. So
that's the best answer I've had. Have you ever ate a roller dog from a gas station?
No.
Oh, that's right. Well, you're a vegetarian now and everything.
Well, even when I wasn't, hot dogs were not my thing.
I'm getting one and putting it in here. What's your middle name?
I'll do some energy work.
Exactly. You might have just some energy work on my roller dog machine. What is your middle name?
Stefana.
Stefana.
Yes, I hated it as a kid, but it's very.
It's very cool.
It was my dad's sister, so my dad came from Greece when he was a boy to Ellis Island, in fact, and his dad and him came because his mother had got killed in Greece, and his dad is his uncle and him, and his dad met a woman who had a daughter named Stefana. And he had married her, and then they had several other kids after that. But Stefana and my dad became extremely close siblings, and then, unfortunately, the marriage didn't work out because he was not a real great guy. But my dad went off at 16 and found her again, so I did get the opportunity to have her in my life, so that was pretty cool.
What a cool story.
Yeah.
Have you ever broken a bone?
No, I've I've damaged the knuckle, but I've never broken a bone.
Good girl. If you had to have a theme party at your house, what would it be? I can't wait for this answer from you.
Oh, man. See, now, I love dance. And I like the 80s music. Mm-hmm. So, like a disco type thing, I would. But I don't think anybody would come except for a few selects. So,
yeah.
So, I mean, if it was going to be a theme party, I guess that would be.
I was hoping you were going to say a belly dancing party.
I'm not that good at it yet.
I didn't say you had to be good at it, but it would be a great party to have. And here's a great one for you, since one of your jobs. From 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you?
Probably.
This is a rating,
probably an 8, maybe a 9. I haven't had any incidences or anything like that, and I don't have road rage.
Because you're relaxed.
So yeah, and sometimes I'm really zen, and I start talking, and I'll forget to get on the off ramp. So that's where I lose a few points. We go down a little farther. But we always find our way home. Sometimes it's an extra 15 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
If I really enjoy the clients, I really can get sidetracked with the conversation. That's about my only.
That's going to be a really fun job.
I actually love it.
So now, you said shortstop. My next question is, did you play a sport in high school?
I didn't. In high school, I ran cross country for a very short time. I was a Mundelein Mustang. I went to Mundelein High School. And I only joined because there was this really cute boy, and I just wanted to run behind him. But I realized after the first meet, the first day of practice, that he was out of my eyesight in 14 minutes, and
So it didn't make you a better runner.
And it was terrible. I don't like to run at all. And I was on flag corps. I did the flags, but
that's fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
What is your favorite Grayslake event to attend?
Oh man, they're all pretty much. I love going to the farmers market. I love the connection of the people that are here when it's going on, and the vibration. The Vine does some really amazing things. I used to bring the stretch, and we would take people home after the beer, the bourbon run and all of that.
Yeah.
Because it was if you're in Grayslake, bring your glasses, get in the car, tell me where you live.
Right.
And Mike's always really, he was awesome about things like that. And but yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's just so many different things that we do here.
Yeah.
No, but my favorite one's going to be this one.
The
Heart's Connection is going to be.
And then other people are going to answer that as well.
I hope so.
Have you listened to any of my podcasts?
I have.
Okay, so what is your favorite podcast that you've listened to?
The one with Wolf Barber.
Oh, you like the Wolf Barber Shop guys. Do you know?
Yeah, it was a really great way to get to know them, which was really cool for me. Yeah. I was and I'm like, oh, and I didn't discover that they were on there until you did your, till we did the Bachelor auction.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when I realized, because that was old, and I'm like,
right.
Wow, I had to go back.
See, that's funny. And after 60-some or whatever we're at, there's a lot of people on there. A lot of people didn't really know about. What was I just going to ask you with that? The Wolf's Barbershop guys. It's funny. Somebody came up and said, "Hey, Wolf's Barbershop guys." I said, "Yeah." And they're like, "I just want to be their best friends. I've never met them before, but I want to hang out with those dudes."
They are. And I come to go to the shop, and in the beginning, I have a lot of shit, a lot of heavy stuff that I'm carrying, because I have most of my stuff delivered at the house, because I don't want, if we're not there. So I'm carrying boxes with 80, 100 pounds sometimes, and I'll be sure, and they out that door, they'll grab my door. Guys. Yeah, I mean, they're in the middle of a haircut. They'll set stuff down and come do, and it's like they're just so kind. Always, all of them. There's not one guy in that building that is not just kind. It's a great space.
They're awesome. If you had to bring somebody from out of town that's never been to our town, and you had to bring them to Grayslake, where would you take them first?
I definitely take them to the Vine. My favorite place to eat. Still, even as a vegetarian, I tell people constantly in the car about the medallions. It's still the last piece of meat I ever ate. And I can still taste it today, and it's 10 years ago. And the salmon piccata And but I'm always telling people like about the foods, because I mean I don't eat them anymore, but it's my own personal choice. I don't think that other people shouldn't eat meat. That's not me. I could never be a vegan because I like leather shoes, and I eat my honey. So yeah, but
so you take them to the mind.
Yeah, I think I'd start there and then wander through it. And there's so many little places and so much fun.
There's so many hidden gems that are wonderful.
I love the candle place, and I love
I
love going to emos. My grandkids really like going to emos. We do that at least once a month, sometimes twice.
Very cool.
So yeah,
that's fun with the grandkids. Now, what's the first concert you ever attended?
First concert, my very first concert I ever attended was a Kiss concert when I was younger. But my husband and I, one of our first dates was Elton John's supposed last concert 38 years ago. But we had front row center.
This is farewell tour number 1.
But we were front row and center, so that one is still burned in my head. It was we worked at the gas station, which is where we met at Union 76 on Butterfield and 176. And the third shift guy that worked there was a military guy, and he took the job for extra money, but it wasn't approved, and you're not allowed to work off base without your approval.
Right.
So he won the tickets, and he gave him Dean's name because he didn't want to get in trouble. So when Dean came in, he's like, "Oh, by the way, you got 2 tickets to go see Elton John."
How random! That's fantastic.
So it was, yeah.
That's a cool
He
story.
took me there, and
Wow.
It was awesome. I got Neil Olson's drumstick. He threw it to me at the end of the concert, and I still have it today. So
awesome story.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. What is the last thing you purchased on Amazon?
Oh, you can't. I have bought. I mean, Amazon's taking over the world, but I am definitely helping them. I had 13 packages yesterday when I got home from Amazon. There was one on the porch when I was leaving the house today. I'm building an apothecary. So I am doing microgreens, and I have a growing center downstairs in my house, and then outstairs, and it's spring, so we have many things to gather and get, and then I want to have all the things to heal,
You're another one of those people I'm looking at right now going, I want to ask you what you do in your spare time, but I want to know how you get everything done in your regular time.
Yeah.
Because you don't sleep.
No, but I know how to stretch time, so it's a skill that,
You're going to have to teach me that, because I could use a little stretching for that right now, especially. Very cool. Okay, so the last one is, you said you can see people's colors of their auras.
Yeah.
What color do I have?
Well, you have several different auras. I mean, so you have your main line, your main white around your body, and this, where we're sitting, is really good for this.
Okay.
Because it shows it very clear and very distinct. So what I can tell in your white is how I figured this out is how I have figured it out over my lifetime. I didn't take anybody else. I mean, there's books that are written, but this is just me growing up. I didn't know that I saw differently until I was almost 11. Because you learn in kindergarten, yellow, blue, green. You don't learn how people see. Right. So I thought everybody saw the way I saw. And so the white is sort of like that halo that you see in a picture of Jesus. It's like that glowing light. And so it's the thicker it is, the heavier the white, the closer I think you are to it, whether you call it God or your fullness of your soul. We're here to grow our souls. We're here to expand them and to become what it is that we should be. And in there, sometimes there's lines, which are sort of like a tree. And so I can see like different lives that you've had. So you have 4 very highly distinct lives that you have in your line. And then there's a few other ones that are light in there too. So if you did a past life regression, I can guarantee they're going to find minimum of 6 past lives for you in that. So I can see those. Some of those are very heavy, which means that you had a very big impact in that lifespan. So that's pretty cool. And then around that, you have what we would call your health line, which is like a light green. So like in the old days, do you remember when they'd say he's little green around the gills?
Yes.
That came from a seer. Somebody knew what that looked like, because when you get sick, this is the area that around your throat, your gills, get a little glowy. So it's a light green. It's sort of limey to me for most people. If someone's sick, it changes. If someone has pain,
how green am I?
So your back right hip has got a little something going on. So you have this like little boop, boop, boop going on your hip. So when you're walking down the hall, I was like, oh, I have to work on that while we're sitting there, Of course, my hands never stop. But it is, so I can tell if somebody's got their wrist or their ankle or their knee. Those things are just obvious because they just sort of, it looks like it's a little more green than the others. As I've grown older and learned people, so I've met somebody and they've had a greenish gray color or something to them, and as I got to know them, I would understand cancer or different illnesses sometimes have a particular color, so I could see it.
That's kind of it's a nice gift, but it's also scary a little bit.
Well, it is, but you have to be very careful on how and what you allow to say. I don't read somebody. I don't, like, people are like, well, what do I look like? And it's like, I'll tell you your anger line in public. Most people don't like it when I do that. So that's the green, and then you have the red. You have your anger line. So your anger line is how you react to anger, and yours has changed over the years. When you were younger, you did not react the way you react now. You have learned to chill.
Very interesting.
Yes, you probably punched a few walls, and I would see maybe a pair of keys through a window or two. So, but you have an explosive. So the line is red, and it goes around the body. So like when they say, I see red, it literally is your anger. When your anger rises, your visual will go red if you get angry enough. And so that's because the whole thing radiates out, and the red is here. It's not really your eyeballs inside, it's outside. And so depending on how somebody behaves, their anger line will do different things. So if you are somebody who gets mad, which is what you've learned to do, and just let it go, and then you don't hold it. You don't have grudges. You just go, bye, see you later, done. And you express it, and then you just let it go. And that's the healthiest way to be. A lot of women that I've known in my life, or I see, they will build up and build up and build up, and then they'll blow. And when they blow, there's this like almost flower that comes out. But then they implode it back into themselves. So then they get mad for getting mad, but they get mad at themselves. It's very unhealthy.
Yes,
it is, but it's something that a lot of younger women do. We always say that 30 years old is like that perfect, like before that you're so worried about everybody, and then you hit 30 and you're sort of like, you don't like me? Your issue. Right. It's a nice place to be. So, but it's funny because you can see with men as well as women. So I gauge some of those people in my life. It's like when we hire a driver. I take a look at them and I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. Like, let's just give me your driver's license and you're good to go. And then there's other ones, they'll have me their stuff and they'll have everything in line, and I'll be like, no, that's not going to work for me, sorry.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, and my husband can do it without being able to see color, though. Right. Dean is the greatest character connector that I've ever met in my life. He used to make me crazy when I was younger because I always wanted to give everybody a chance. And he's just like, don't do it. This one's gonna. And I'm just like, you don't know. And he's just like, but he's always been right. It drives me crazy to say it because, he's the man, but he's always right. Right. He's got a natural detector for that. So I tend to listen to him more and more as I get older.
Sounds like you guys are a great couple.
Yeah, we've had a hell of a roller coaster ride over the years. But we have an amazing love and an amazing respect for each other, and we're a great partnership. And we're on this roller coaster with the grandkids are coming back and trying to help out there, and so
Well, you have your hands full.
Yeah, we definitely do. We got our hands full.
But it sounds like you're having
fun.
But
I have a great partner in it, so I'm able to do much more because of him. Without him, I wouldn't be doing half of what I've done in my lifetime. So he makes it very doable for me to go off on tangents and create events and
Okay, so as we're wrapping up, I want to cover a couple of things just so our listeners know too. So Black Tie is still running,
absolutely.
full effect. So how
I'm going to be leaving here and going to Lake Forest to pick up a family to go on spring breaks.
Nice. It's spring breaks. But this is probably a crazy time for you.
It is.
So I'm not asking you for a ride this week.
You can try.
I can try. Okay.
We'll see if we can squeeze you in. I promise.
Okay, so if somebody wants to get a hold of you for...
So black tie is 847-546-9900.
9900.
Yep, and you can text that number or you can call that number.
Awesome.
And Dean is usually the one that answers now. It used to be me.
Right.
Once in a while I have the phone.
And is there social media sites for that as well? Our website?
Yeah, but we don't really use it.
Well,
we really, I just can't keep up with all of that. So
Good.
It's like people will email Black Tie Limousine,
right.
and it's blacktielimo@yahoo, but I'm on the email so rarely that it's better to call or text it. Yeah.
Okay. So we have Black Tie. And then
the Crystal Den. The Crystal Den is crystalden.store on our website, Crystal Den Store on Facebook, and my number is 847-276-1007. 1007.
1007.
That's right.
All right, before we go back to the event as we close out, if I were to come to Crystal Den and I'm interested in things that you guys have going on there, but I know nothing about it and I've never been to a place like that before, do you have a suggestion for our listeners on like what you think they should start with if they wanted to come to a class, to something?
If you want to start with something health-wise, come get a foot detox. It's $35, best money you'll ever spend. You sit with your feet and you soak for 30 minutes and you pull the toxins out of your body. And it really is amazing how much crap can come out of somebody's feet. But it's a very simple thing, and it's not too threatening in a lot of ways. If you've never had Reiki, I do my first session of Reiki for only $60. And it involves the Beamer, which is a frequency-based pad. That system is amazing, and it has red light therapy with it. And then I also do a brain tap, which is an audio-visual subliminal system. So if you've never had any kind of seizures, that system can track your brain into a better sleep, into literally liking exercise, which I haven't done that one yet. I'm no interest in doing it. It's got just anxiety, how to manage your own mind. It's got thousands of programs, and it's a wonderful machine. And I do that along with the Reiki, and I use crystals, of course. So I have a lot of those to work with. And but by the time most people that have come and experienced this the first time, I think I maybe have a couple dozen people that didn't come back over the years. But I do about 50 clients a month. I try and fit it all in. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is. It's a wonderful thing. And then we have. I'm so sorry, my brain freeze right there. We have Stephanie, who's our massage therapist, is amazing. Like really, she has so many different tools, and she gets the job done without pain. And I don't like that pain in a massage. So for me, she gets me to move my body in ways, and she doesn't hurt me in the process, which is really cool.
Very cool.
So, and she's there a few times a month, and we have card readers who do oracle cards.
Oh,
and
so fun! I'd love to come to that.
Yeah, we have April 13th. We have our expo. So it's just a small expo from 11 to 4 p.m. We'll have about 8 little booths with people that are doing oracle, tarot card reading, angel card reading. We have a animal communicator, so she can communicate with your pets, and you can bring small cats, dogs, if you want. We can't bring any horses, and she has made appointments to go see horses because she works with them as well. So if you want to know what's going on with your dog or your cat, or if you have one that's actually gone, she can even communicate with their energy, which is really amazing. So
wow.
Yeah, she's something.
I thought I heard it all from you today, but apparently I didn't.
Oh no, there's so much. We can talk for many hours, and we never get through it all.
Well, it's very interesting, and I encourage.
We haven't even got into
things.
Plant medicine, so that's a whole nother.
We'll have to come back for plant medicine, but I think that people need to give things a shot and have an open mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
And come in, because a lot of people. What do they call them? You guys are woo-woos or whatever?
Yeah. My girlfriend says I like the voodoo that you do. And I go, I don't do voodoo, but that's how she says it. But she's really somebody who was not in that realm. But then as, I'm like, just come in, just let me I gave you for her birthday. I'm like, I gave you a gift certificate. You have to use it. Otherwise I'm going to feel like you're throwing away my present. Right. So she did come in, and now I see her every few weeks.
That's awesome.
It's made a difference in her world, and to me, that's the best thing I can be blessed
you were
with.
Put here,
so yeah,
right?
it literally, and it is, when somebody leaves my room, I'm the one that gets blessed. They're like, thank you. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, just allowing me to play within your energy is the greatest gift. And when somebody brings their child to me, they're handing me the most precious thing that they have.
Absolutely.
And I have a little guy I've been working on for a couple of years who has bowel issues. So he has a really hard time going to the bathroom. So I can play with his intestines energetically and make them move. And so he comes to see me, and then he goes potty. Wow. And we've done it a couple of times a week for a long time now. And it's better than filling him with all of the constant things that he was, he gets tired of eating the furnace and trying to get all, everything. And it's just that they just don't have their own motion. So they're actually looking at a stimulator now.
RJ Allen Patty.
I'm so sorry. That's me, guys. Sorry.
All right. So as we wrap up, I want to make sure that everybody knows Hearts in Connection, Raising the Vibration of Love. Yes. It is the official name. That's what it is. Yep. So Sunday, July 28th, from 4 to 6.
From 4 to 6, we're going to start check-in at probably 3:45 or so, 3:30ish. And then once we get everybody checked in, hopefully no later than 4:30, we'll start, and it'll last just about an hour total. Maybe not even that much, depending,
Right.
And then we're just going to hang out in the energy for a little while, and I'm sure people will see friends there that they haven't seen, and connect and talk. And we have a few of our friends who are going to bring their cards and sort of hang out.
That's really cool. And I'd love to help you with that. As long as I'm in town, I'm in to help you with whatever you need for this thing.
Awesome.
It would be great. And the first 1,000 people get.
Yes, they're all going to come. They're going to get a crystal heart.
Okay, so obviously, is this something I can show up to? Is there
absolutely anybody can show up? You don't have to sign up to do it. But if anybody is interested in helping to get out flyers and to do that, I'm going to have them made this week. So they will be at the Crystal Den, and hopefully we can have as many friends and families and schools and churches and any place where people just are wanting to share love. Awesome. Like, we just want them all there so that we can make this impact, because I really think it'll shift the energy.
I think it's wonderful, and I love what you're doing. And we will put the Crystal Den and Elena's phone number and everything in the show notes here, so if you're listening, it'll be in the show notes so they can get a hold of you. And if there's there isn't a sign-up sheet right now? So
we figured it's just going to be, people are just going to come. Up. Yeah, they're just going to show up. And
if you build it, they will come.
And that's exactly what I was told.
That's wonderful.
And I built it, and now they're coming.
Right. I love it.
Yes, it's fabulous. I thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm so excited to reconnect with you and to see you and to see what you're doing with your energy and your love. Is like, it's just...
Thank you.
I think it was part of the spark. I really do.
Awesome.
I think it was, because that was just a couple of days after that like it all just.
That's great. So. It's fun to bring people together.
It really is.
It's fun to actually do something nice and spread love and joy around, and the stories of our community and people, and how many special people.
Yeah, and it's amazing how much one person's life, how many things can be in that one person. I tell people I don't I don't have a TV. I haven't had one for we have one now in the house, but I haven't 17 years. I don't have a desire. I want to sit and talk to somebody.
Of course.
Because it's like the best book. Opening, getting to know somebody is like a chapter after chapter.
Right. Do you know how much I've learned in 60 whatever episodes of getting to talk to people that I never would have had the opportunity to talk to? It's a complete blessing. I know. I sometimes go and
I'm going to get
head.
back and listen to the rest of them, because there's a lot in there that
you have
I
a lot
still
of
need
work
to get through. Yeah. I'll do it in the car on the way.
That's a great idea. Yeah. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here.
I really appreciate the time.
Yeah, so friends, make sure to go and follow all the social sites. If you need a ride to the airport, you need a ride around, get a hold of Black Tie also.
And if you hear the podcast and you come into the Crystal Den, tell them you heard the podcast, and we will have a present for you.
Beautiful. You heard it. See, she's losing money just because of me. That's good. That's what I'm in the business
I'm
of
sharing
doing.
love just because.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Grayslake, thank you so much for listening. No matter where you guys are listening, whether you're on Spotify, whether you're on YouTube, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, wherever you're at, make sure to subscribe because that way you'll be alerted every week. A couple times a week, actually, of when new guests come out. And I do always tell everybody, make sure to try to listen to the people that you don't know. Because I think it builds community better if there's somebody you don't know rather than listen. I want you to listen to the people you do know too, but maybe new people can bring new energy into your life and make things great. So, and I always end also with we never know what kind of day people are having. So be very conscious of that and just do one random act of kindness today because that's what makes the world go round. And I think
maybe two.
Yeah, maybe 2 people. Hey, we got to start low. As many as you can, but at least one. Because kindness spreads like wildfire. So.
It does. So smiles.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you so much. Thank you, Grayslake, for listening, and we'll see you all next Tuesday.
Namaste.